Yes, good evening, everybody. Today is another day, another episode on the 9th of December 2025. Karibuni sana to my channel, Elijah and Joy, where you are number one financial coach. So, today we are going to have a very short video talking about how to scale success and your long term vision. So, thank you guys. For those ones who've not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. So we've been talking about small wins, small actions, and these small actions that you execute in your day-to-day activities definitely get compounded with time. If you write a paragraph every single day, at the end of the year, you will be having a book. 1 minute that you exercise daily in your morning routine, or maybe your daily exercise, can shape your body fitness over months. So this shows us that one small action can compound to great actions, because that one small step can lead you to um, different breakthroughs. So thank you guys as we talk about how you scale success and how you combine your little success to your long-term visions. So you can visualize your life maybe 1 year from now. Um, and after taking these small micro actions, you'll tend to have a positive compounding effect based on the activities that you're undertaking. 3 years, 5 years, or even 7 years, you're likely to see these micro actions evolve to more extraordinary results. Take an example of a farmer. You want to plant that single tree. 2 years down the line, you keep watering that plant. 3 years down the line, mysteriously, this plant is likely to yield flowers, or maybe yield fruits from your fourth to fifth year. So that is how these small micro actions evolve into more extraordinary results. Um, so therefore, these small wins that you enjoy, or those small wins you celebrate every day, create success, which gives you the momentum to propel onwards. So success is incremental. um real transformation is really sudden, because it's that compounding effect of your small actions that gives you the overall results, or maybe it gives you the overall effect that you've achieved it, or which you can call success. um all that you need is the consistency, which is the engine that propels you or turns your failure into your actual success. um for instance, you can choose to maybe visualize on a project that you've had in mind for the last 6 months. Maybe visualize on working on a project that you fear most. But now, imagine yourself taking those small steps every day. You see yourself gaining momentum, or maybe gaining momentum and confidence to execute those activities that you fear every day. Take yourself walking upwards on the staircase until you make sure that you reach your goal. So you're likely to feel the normal emotional shift from fear, but you also need the momentum to move from fear to action. Without taking action, you don't get any results. That is why today we have a topic talking about success. You scale success through taking these small actions and seeing, or maybe having a long-term vision and taking steps towards fulfilling that vision. So therefore, we can say that all that we need is knowledge, which propels you to move ahead. You need to plan, have a great business plan, have a realistic business plan. I've been trying to study why most businesses fail. Um, and most of the time people talk about the planning to the failing to plan. So if you fail to plan, you're likely to fail. But that one doesn't mean that if you plan, you must win. That is where most of us make the mistake. So we need to have the right knowledge. You need to have practical tips on how businesses perform, depending on the economic conditions, depending on the mindset shift, depending on the consumers, and also depending on the competition that is in the market. So that fear, you need to get that data, that data about your business, the business portfolio, the market structure, and that data is also forms part of your fear. You need to um you need to chase away that level of doubt so that you can move forward. And not only moving forward, you also need to make sure that you're taking the right guidance, you're taking the right steps to manage that business, that micro or macro business. Because these micro actions that you do every day creates momentum, and you need a habit so that you can sustain these micro actions. It doesn't mean that the process is smooth because you're likely to experience failure, but use that failure like a lesson to teach you more about the business. Visualize yourself reaching that destination that you've had in the business plan. Visualize yourself being on top of the staircase and looking down on the steps that you've made. Um, you can do this by taking that micro action, commit to doing it every day. But notably, you have to do it imperfectly. You don't have to start perfectly. You don't need to start, but you also need to evaluate all business structures, identify the level of capital that is required, both human labor, both finances, economic conditions. Then you also need to look at things like maybe space and different forms of licensing. Then from there, just take that bold step, start your micro business today, because you are likely to get disturbed, or maybe you're likely to get tuned towards listening to that voice of fear, that voice of doubt that is whispering to you and telling you that things are not good. But this is the right time to take that micro action. So before this year ends, I'll also be doing another video about how do you evaluate success, how do you evaluate failure, how do you use failure to help you achieve momentum and reach your overall success or your overall long-term vision in your business. We'll be having that episode. We'll be taking steps to understand what is this failure, because we've seen that most businesses don't fail for reasons that they don't have a business plan, but because they don't have realistic business plans. You can even start that business knowing very well that it's not likely to make you a lot of cash. It can also make you run to failure, or maybe it can also lead to failure. But you need to devise the gaps in the market and understand, how do I shape this so that I can have the minimal marginal costs and can have the lowest production or overhead costs as possible. Remember, you don't have to wait for doubt to whisper to you, because that small action that you take, um that small action will move you from hesitation to success. So remember, you don't have to wait for the perfect conditions to hit. You just need to start right now, start planning. Then you need to have a proper market understanding, have the right background, evaluate different businesses and reach a conclusion. See how they work. Then you need to start small. You start imperfectly, because these small actions will give you the most valuable lessons that you've ever had. So today, guys, we are just going to have that short video, because you need that motivation to scale your success. Once you get that $1, $2, use that momentum to create your long-term, to scale your success and achieve your overall long-term vision. Thank you, guys. Continue subscribing to my channel, and I enjoy your number one financial coach. Thank you, guys. Cheers.